Hi friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to get something started that I haven't had a chance to do. I bought quite a few sweet potatoes when they were on sale a couple weeks back. And I've just been so busy I haven't had a chance to do it because it's not just buying them and then doing these. What's going to happen is I'm going to put these in my 16 quart pressure cooker. And I'm going to cook those over on the stove. And then once they are cooked, the skins will come right off these really super easy. And then what's going to happen is I will take the skins off, I will put them on my freeze dryer trays, and I will freeze dry the sweet potatoes. My husband, he's going to be starting his new job here on November 13th, where he can actually start taking hot meals again. And he really, really likes sweet potatoes with the broccoli, and then he likes to have them with the butter, the cinnamon, and the butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon, like Outback does. So these will be really easy. They'll reconstitute your back really quickly for the meal, and it will work out very nicely. So we'll get that done here. I'll show you. I have my 16 quart right here. I got a little bit of water in there. I go ahead and start throwing these in here. I had 2 more of them, but I didn't like the way they looked, so I'm not going to use those. And I'll go ahead and put these over on my stove, and I'll get these cooking, and I'll be back once I'm done. Alright, so Mark was really nice to me. You didn't get to see that part of it, but the sweet potatoes cooled off. And he took the skins off there for me, and he just kind of like threw them on the trays. I kind of like spread them out. I thought there'd be more than the 3 trays, but that's fine. There's not as much on here. It's not going to take as long to dry. But, I mean, it's still going to take a long time, don't get me wrong, because it's freeze-dried stuff. But what's going to happen is this is going to go in the freeze dryer. This is going to be in there for a minimum of 24 hours. And then when it gets done, I will bring out my blender, and we will blend this up to a powder. And then what we'll just be doing is actually, when we want sweet potatoes, we'll add the butter, butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Sorry, I don't want to get that always confused. But that's what's going to go on there when he's ready to eat some of this. And in this way, it just stays shelf stable for up to 25 years. So I'll bring you back once this is done, and I'll show you the next process. Alright, I am back. It's been a couple days. The sweet potatoes have been done for a couple days. I just threw them in this container that night when they were done. It was too late. I didn't want to make the noise. Mark was already sleeping. So I just left it in there, and I've just been busy. So this is the first day I've gotten a chance to go ahead and get this pulled out and get the video finished for you. So I have my 9-cup KitchenAid over here. I've noticed when I've tried to do things super fine with my Vitamix, because of the extremely high speed that it is, that sometimes it gets like not necessarily like a moisture type thing, but it's like, it's just hard to explain. So I try not to do the powders too fine so I don't have that problem. So I'll bring you down here, show you what I'm doing. So I have my 9-cup out here. I just kind of like broke these up a little bit so it's easier to fit in here. I have my jar with a funnel to put them in. I think this will fit all in a quart jar, I think. If not, I'll have to get a second jar. And this will work really well, because then all I have to do is when we want to make some of this, because Mark likes sweet potatoes where I'm not the biggest fan of them. If you want sweet potatoes one night, I can actually whip up some of this with some butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and I can just have my baked potato. So go ahead and put this on for a minute. It's going to get a little loud. Sorry the noise. I'm not for sure what we ever did before food processors. Do you know? I mean, how did we ever get like crumbs this fine. So go ahead and get that put in here. That's why I was saying it's probably going to be about a quart jar. Lock that back in place. Put that blade in there. And this should probably take the rest of it. I might have to get a second smaller jar, which is fine. Guess I could have probably put a little bit more in that first batch and I wouldn't have this problem now, would I? Other than it smells like sweet potatoes, this is done. So this will be something that, you know, when I get done, I'll be putting an oxygen absorber in here, and I'll be vacuum sealing the jar. And try not to knock that around the counter too much. I don't have a towel underneath there. Then what's going to happen is grab my rag here, and I'm only going to vacuum seal this down for right now because I'll be making some of this really soon here. And let me get out my little trusty dusty little vacuum sealer thing here. Just using one of my old 4-jar lids. If you guys are canning, I do have a 10% discount on those in my bio down below. So I go ahead and put my little jar thing on here. Hit the vacuum seal. Make this mess a little bit. I still, even though it's vacuum sealed, I always put the ring on there because to me, if it happens to open, at least it's kind of still closed. Because, you know, sometimes jars will open for whatever reason. So, as you can tell, that's all vacuum sealed. So, one thing I like about this is this was probably about a good, I don't know, 6 or 8 pounds of sweet potatoes. So this will make quite a bit. I don't know how much it will take to make a serving. I'm thinking probably about a quarter cup, or not a quarter cup, about a 1/3 cup, and then you reconstitute that. You put your butter, your sweet cinnamon, brown sugar, butter, and then you have, you know, your side to go. Now, like when Mark's brother comes over here, he does not like the sweet, he likes butter on his, but he does not like the brown sugar or cinnamon on his. So when he comes over and he wants some of this, then I can go ahead and just give him this, and then with the butter on the top. So if you do ever have access to a freeze dryer, or if you've ever thought about it, down below is like a link. I don't know for sure if a lot of people know. Harvest Right puts freeze dryers up for like a contest every so often. So you can always look there. And then if you can't really afford a freeze dryer, they do actually have a what's that called? Layaway program. I forgot because hardly nobody does it, layaway programs anymore. So they have the layaway programs, which is very nice because then that way you can lock in the price if it happens to be on sale. But like I said, if you're looking for one, I can get a little bit of credit if you click on my link down below. But I can tell you one thing, I mean, I think having a freeze dryer has saved a lot of money for me, being able to stock up things that could be up to the 25-year shelf life. Now, I prefer, like I was talking to my husband last night, we're on the same board as far as some of that goes. I prefer to store my stuff in glass. Not that we have critters, not that we have mice, but mice and critters can easily get into those Mylar bags. I did get that really super nice chamber vac, which there's a video on that too, from Avid Armor. Very nice, sucks, I mean, all the air out of the jars, or out of the bags, but I still do not like the Mylar like I like glass. Now, what I would really love to do, and if you know somebody or somebody happens to see one, I would love to get one of those number 10 can press things, and then you save yourself in a number 10 can with oxygen absorbers, because that way no critters can get in, no light can get in. The food, I think, would just be a lot, better. It's going to take up a little bit more room than the Mylar bags would, but that's something that you can obviously keep in mind as you would do things from the freeze dryer. But I mean, it's a lot cheaper. Like when you sit there and you buy like that 2-pound bag of mixed vegetables per se, that's like here in Michigan it's about $2 and some change. I don't know, maybe $2.50 at the most. But if you buy that number 10 can, that's probably about 4 pounds, so that's probably 2 bags of that mixed vegetables, and you're paying $30-40 for that. I mean, not that Thrive and all those don't work really well, because they really do. I have thought about becoming a rep for Thrive, but I have my own freeze dryer, and I would probably freeze dry most of my things, but not everybody has that access or a place to put it or the electricity to run it, or whatever excuses there could be. But like I said, this right here, I mean, things like this, it just makes my day. It just saves so much time, so much effort, and I know it's going to be shelf stable for a very long time. So thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this, and you all have a very blessed and wonderful day.